Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching Get Out by Jordan Peele, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Allison Williams. I know Jordan Peele mostly as a comedy performer with Keegan-Michael Key. I have seen some of their sketches over the years, and although they are funny, I'm not the biggest fan of their comedic style. I'm more of a Bill Burr or a Dave Chappelle fan. Anyways, I have heard quite a bit about this film though. Apparently, it's a horror movie, which is something new from Peele. That's the thing I'm most looking forward to from this movie. The fact that a comedian is taking on a completely different genre. About the film itself, all I know that there is a there is an interracial couple, and the black dude has to meet the white family, and somehow that's scary. I don't know how this will go, but I'm pretty excited to get into it. But before we do, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this film and over 130 movies, TV shows, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. Get Out, Peele, Kaluuya, Williams. Let's go. It's been a while since I've seen a relatively modern film. This is from 2017, so I usually watch films from before 2000s because I've watched a lot of popular films in the last 20 years.
Going straight in. I think it should have left on straight in. Left.
Okay, a car is pulling up next to him. I wonder.
This was about to go the other way. I can't. Not today.
He's freaking out.
Not me.
Just based on his demeanor, I think he's in a white suburb.
Come on, bro. Yo! Yo! Hey!
Okay, the music is not really going with what's been shown on screen. I kind of heard this film deals with race, so I wonder whether Jordan Peele will use symbolism. Like, is he intentionally choosing to show a white car kidnapping a black man? I don't know. Okay, this is the couple probably. Yeah, they're they're the couple. Okay.
Do they know I'm black?
Ah, okay. We're right into it.
You're not going to. First of all, my dad would have voted for Obama a third time if he could have. Like, the love is so real.
Okay. Okay, the story is already set. They're heading off to meet the parents. He's a little uncomfortable.
How's Miss Rosie doing?
She's good. She's driving.
Can I talk to him?
No.
I'd like to talk to him, please.
Hold on.
You're jealous.
I'm not jealous.
I made you
Oh,
jealous. It's right.
Peele is spending a lot of time creating comedy, but I think they just ran over something.
Are you okay?
Yeah, that's kind of shit on me, you.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Probably some animal roadkill.
Fuck.
Oh, that looks bad. We heard something for sure. Ooh, interesting camera work here. How Allison Williams' character slowly becomes unfocused, emphasizing more focus on Kaluuya's character. Ah, man. Poor dear. The score is very unsettling in how he's being framed so intimately.
Anytime there is an incident, we have every right to
That's
ask.
bullshit.
Ma'am,
just show him the ID, dude. I don't think it's a big deal. There has been an incident.
We're hungry.
That's quite a welcome. But it's interesting how they're not being framed intimately. They're being shown from a distance. Okay.
I love it. The nearest house is across the lake. It's total privacy.
Peele showing that they're pretty isolated.
It's a nasty habit, though.
You are judging.
How? Hypnosis. She developed a method, and I'm telling you, it works like a charm.
Oh, I just wanted to.
Sounds like fun.
What is she thinking? I don't know if the situation is awkward or are they making it awkward. Oh, this must be the brother then.
It's a strategic game, like chess. It's all about being 2, 3, 4 moves ahead.
That's true for many, many different sports.
Stand up.
Jeremy, no karate at the dinner table.
It's not karate, Mom.
Yo, I got a rule. No play fighting with drunk people.
That was an interesting scene. You can chalk it up to Jeremy being drunk.
I mean, how are they different than that cop? That's the fucking bummer of it all.
I don't think he saw them as issues till she brought it up. And now he's actually thinking about it. Yeah, I don't think Peele is trying to hide the subtext. It's on display. Flashback to that deer? I wonder what the deer is meant to represent though. It's just a dead animal so far. Something's definitely bothering him, or else he would have had a good night's sleep. Nicotine. He's going to sneak a smoke. But narratively, it's probably going to be a horror scene or something because he's alone at night in the middle of nowhere. Whatever happened to that man who got kidnapped at the intro? It's the groundskeeper. Both Georgina and the groundskeeper are awake. Definitely creepy.
Do you realize how dangerous smoking is? What about your mother?
What about her? Wait, are we?
Where were you when she died?
Oh no, she's starting a therapy session without his consent almost. The sound of the spoon.
Watching TV.
Do you hear the TV?
We've heard that in another scene.
Tell me when you
I
found
think she's trying to get him into a particular state of mind where he's vulnerable. Excellent acting by Kaluuya here. Holy crap. His eyes are turning red.
You're so scared.
Oh no.
You think it was your fault?
He's close to getting hypnotized. Why though? Definitely not about smoking.
Sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
What the F? Is he losing control of his body? Or mind, or both? Pretty good idea to ask the groundkeeper what the heck he was doing last night.
Sorry about last night. What? My exercise. I didn't mean to scare you.
Scared me, dude. Why is he talking like that?
I think your mom hypnotized me last night.
What? This is Nielsen and Elisa.
Hey, how you doing?
So, how handsome is he?
Black is in fashion.
Every single one of these guests are not normal.
Good to see another brother around here.
Yes,
Wait,
of course it is.
Is that the guy from the opening scene? The fudge? The moment he went upstairs, everybody stopped talking. It's almost like they're all here for him. Yeah, I think it's my theory about the phone has been unplugged. Jordan Peele took the time to show us the phone has been plugged. Somebody unplugged it. And I'm thinking it's a hypnosis thing. Like that black dude from the beginning, he was hypnotized and the mother is a hypnotist.
I got hypnotized last night.
Nigga, get the fuck out of here.
Oh, yeah, it's a quick smoke. Rose's mom.
Bro, I don't care if bitches like Yana Van Zant, okay? She can't fix that motherfucker. You ain't getting in my head.
Dude, her acting is insane. The quiver on the lips. She's about to say something. Break the hypnosis.
They treat us like
Was
family.
the base personality trying to break through? And the programming stopped it? Whatever it was, whatever it is, she is an amazing actress. And that was an amazing performance, that particular scene.
I find that the African American experience for me has been, for the most part, very good. When you go into the city, I've just had no interest. The chores have become my sanctuary.
Oh no. Something's up with his eyes. And he's freaking bleeding. Did that cut through the hypnosis? Ukulele. And that creepy smile. He's gonna share it with Rod, I think. Yeah.
Asshole.
That's Dre. Andre Hayworth. Used to kick it with Veronica.
Veronica is him.
They know him.
Wait.
I wonder if she's in on it. Huh. Dude, don't go in there. That looks like the sunken place. She did say he's the first black dude he dated, and that's clearly a lie. Now I'm thinking she's in on it? That's quite a few. I think that's the groundskeeper. The story's unfolding. He needs to get out without her.
Where are those keys, Rose?
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
Fudge! She was in on it. What a revelation. I had my suspicions, but that just freaking confirmed it. She's done this before with multiple men. She brings them back to the house, they get hypnotized and auctioned off.
Oh, shit.
Is he
That's
hurt?
the trigger
See him try.
to the sunken place. Great visuals by Peele here, showing him slowly becoming disconnected from reality, being further away from controlling his own body. He's missing officially. Shit. And he's a TSA officer, right? So he should have contacts with the authorities, I hope. Oh no, he's in that therapy room in the sunken place, which is a great concept. I don't think I've ever seen it put like that before. A deer trophy. That's meant to be symbolic, I think. Because they see him as an object, as a trophy. And we saw the deer die a slow and painful death, so is that what he's got to look forward to?
My boy Chris has been missing for 2 days. See, that's Andre Hayworth. Okay, somebody we knew from back in the day. Apparently, he's been missing for 6 months in some affluent suburb. I believe they've been abducting black people, brainwashing them, making them work for them as sex slaves and shit.
Don't approach the situation like that. But I follow your logic, though. Maybe not sex slaves, but definitely subservient.
This motherfucker's life. Okay, get you record your ass.
Yeah. Rod is definitely the audience's mind, or how the audience was supposed to see the story. She's trying to lure him too, but that failed.
Hey, Chris. How's it going, buddy?
The blind art dealer who won the auction.
Phase one was the hypnotism. That's how they sedate you. Phase two is this.
That was
Preparation. It's basically
that was only phase one. So they're taking over bodies
that's what she calls it.
because they consider black people to have a superior physique. The movie is named very appropriately. Get out. Get out of this house. Get out of his mind. What? Brain transplant to be them? I thought they were just being subservient. Oh no. And this is where the neurosurgery comes in. The father is the neurosurgeon and the mom is the hypnotist. They're a team. Oh. I wonder how he's going to break out of this programming, out of the sunken place. Oh, he's out. I don't know how, but oh. How did he manage to do that? He's not going to be the deer. And I think this dude is dead. It's weird that they have so many skulls on this. Holy crap! Yeah, there's no, there's not going to be a surgery anymore, dude. Don't let her say anything. Oh! Things ramped up so fast. Go for the head. Go for the back of the head, my man. I'm not actually laughing. This is me very uncomfortable and trying to make sense of the situation. Oh man, how is he going to deal with Rose? What?
I'm sorry, sir. Can you repeat that?
I mean, the only...
That was the first jump scare that really got me. The other ones surprised me, but this one, oh crap. Grandma? Oh, that woman is her grandmother, the grandmother that's supposedly dead, which means the groundskeeper is the grandfather? What a mess. Now, this is symbolic as well, like she's hunting him like a deer. Get him, Grandpa, I was right. The Flash! The Flash! Oh, genius. It's the real him. Oh, he'd rather... Oh man, that's so sad. He'd rather die than go back to the sunken place. She's smiling. She has no emotions. She's insane. brilliant acting by both these performers. Airport! TSA! It's Rod. You need a best friend like that dude, man. Sometimes he might be a little too imposing, but holy crap. What a friend. What a scene. What an ending.
I mean, I told you not to go in that house.
Do you think this is the right thing to say with like 3 dead bodies in front of you? Your friend traumatized for life? What a film. I'm actually at a loss for words. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, what a crazy film. That was crazy, right? Jordan Peele's first film was fantastic. It wasn't a traditional horror film with a bad guy murdering people one by one. It was slower and more nuanced. Very deliberate directing by Peele. Although I think the themes were not very well hidden, I mean, it wasn't a hard film to decipher for my first viewing, but I feel like this movie has a lot to give on multiple viewings. Knowing the entire story now will allow me to notice a lot more clues that Peele left for the audience in the first act and a half. So, good work there. I would consider the strengths of the film to be its directing, acting, music, and cinematography, whereas the only weakness that I could think of from the top of my head was the overt nature of the subtext. An argument might be made that the showing of the black and white thing might have been a little too much, and there was very little left for the audience to interpret. Anyways, let's get started with the directing and writing by Jordan Peele. For a first-time director, this film was excellent. The way Peele set up the film with small moments of humor and the way he slowly built up the tension through little details made things really uncomfortable for the audience. The language used in the film was very important to the story as it had many clues to who the maid or the groundskeeper really were. The story did have a traditional 3-act structure though. In the first act, Peele shows us a seemingly perfect couple on the way to meet the potential in-laws. He spends a lot of time showing the dynamic between Chris and Rose. A very important character in the film was Rod, played by Lil Rel. He was the brains of the audience, I think. His inclusion was a double-sided coin, though. On one hand, he provided some much-needed comic relief, the way he cut through the tension with his jokes, and on the other, him clearly stating what he's thinking, like they're hypnotizing them and turning them into sex slaves. that might have been a little too overt, in my opinion. Regardless, he was a necessary addition to the cast, according to Peele. My question is whether the story would have been different if he wasn't in it at all. Chris got out all by himself, and he was already escaping. Rod was there just to give him a ride at the end. I also wonder how they dealt with the police when all was said and done. That being left ambiguous wasn't the worst idea though. The second act of the film is where things really picked up. Chris sees the weird behavior of the groundskeeper and the maid. Although his spider senses were tingling, he stuck it out for Rose. That shows loyalty. So that's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess, from him. Speaking of Rose, what an amazing performance by Allison Williams. I thought she was pretty generic at the beginning to the point where she completely changes her demeanor by saying she couldn't hand over the keys to Chris. That change was scary, dead scary. Williams is acting while speaking with Rod on the phone. That was just messed up. She was just great in her role. Anyways, the rest of the family was creepy as heck too. All great performances. There were clear themes of race in the film, if it wasn't obvious enough. The white people in this particular film see the black people as physically stronger but intellectually weaker. This was evidenced when the grandfather on the TV said, "Together we can make something perfect." And he was chosen for his physical attributes. Okay. That to me was the real revelation of the film. I already suspected that they were being hypnotized, and Rod already stated it several times. But when the grandfather started talking about brain transplants, things got real crazy real fast. The guests at the shindig there were serious red flags for both Chris and the audience. The creepy way they were objectifying him, the whole auction sequence, and his race was, again, I think it was a little overt, the way they kept prodding. But honestly, they had the overall desired effect Peele was going for. The entire third act was a roller coaster ride, with my jaws wide open the whole time. I'm sure you guys saw that. A lot of credit goes here to Peele for how he handled the tension. He used uneasy music to make everything creepy, and spent quite some time showing us the effects of the shrunken place on the mind. That imagery there was nightmare worthy, and that's something I'm going to think about for quite a while. The way he managed to get out at the end was very frantic, and Peele showed that by close-up shots and dollies, giving the illusion of a jarred mind by imitating it with the camera. Great work. Things look really good for Peele as a director, because he seems to be very detail-oriented, which is a great sign. The film ends slightly predictably though, with him killing almost everyone and getting out. And this is where majority of the jump scares were in the film. I like that choice since they were not overused like in some other films. Even as she was dying, Rose was shown to be smiling, going to show that she was clearly a sociopath or a psychopath, I'm not sure which one, with no emotions whatsoever. And I also felt very bad for both the groundskeeper and the maid at the end. I mean, the groundskeeper would rather die than go back to the sunken place. That says a lot about what it probably feels like to be there. Oh, and I almost forgot to talk about Daniel Kaluuya's insane performance as Chris. That dude deserves awards for his ability, just for his ability to change facial expressions on a dime. The scene where he was being hypnotized for the first time, his eyes slowly turned red, then tears started running down his face as he realizes he can't move. I can't begin to describe how amazing that was from an acting standpoint. I definitely have to look up more of his work, since I only saw one or two of his films before. I honestly didn't expect this caliber of acting from him at all. Moving on to the cinematography of this film, which was excellent. Peele used a lot of tricks to make Chris feel isolated. Most of the time he was framed alone, with close-up shots, while the other people, they were shown together further away. Even when Chris was being introduced to the parents for the first time, Peele chose to use a very wide shot, showing him disconnected from the potential in-laws, I'd say. Anyways, the imagery of the sunken place was truly terrifying, and again, nightmare-worthy. The way the mother says, "sink," with the post-processed audio, that was beyond creepy, and that scared me. The editing of this film was very good too, although Peele's approach was slow. I think the editing was generally very good, and so was the pacing of the film. The multiple cuts back to Rod really gave the audience time to think and reflect and breathe before they were thrown back into the craziness. Some of the transitions and the lighting work, especially in the darker scenes, were stellar too. The score of the film was all over the place. That was deliberate, I believe, and that's a good thing for a film like this. it never settled on a genre, and that in itself went a long way in making the audience uncomfortable. I mean, in the first 5 minutes, it jumped 3 times to 3 different genres. The use of the ukulele, or was it a violin? Anyway, the use of those string sounds, that was fantastic, and the actual sound design itself was very good too. Especially the sounds of the spoon and the teacup. I think that was the trigger for the hypnosis. The main criticism I had of this film, which I mentioned earlier, had to be the overabundance of subtext. I mean, it's subtext, it's meant to be more subtle, but I feel like every single scene had something to do with race. Visually, the white car at the beginning, or Rose wearing white while sipping milk, and those weren't even the big ones. Most of it was said through dialogue, and honestly, it's fine though. It's not a real complaint. I probably would have just appreciated the film a little more if Peele left more to the imagination. Overall, Get Out was a crazy film. Jordan Peele's directorial debut was fantastic for the most part. The third act of the film had my jaws on the floor several times. The performances by the main cast were top tier. The cinematography and music, they were noteworthy. And although I felt the subtext dominated the main plot, it didn't take away from the excellence we were witnessing on screen. Get Out is a great modern horror story and a very interesting look at race relations in modern America. I highly recommend it for anyone of age. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.